Welcome everyone to the 6th round of the Unlimited Racing 2D Championship Season 3. We're here once again at Assen. Last season it provided some brilliant racing. Most notably, I think it was Sergio Perez who managed to get pole, if memory serves me correct. And he had an opportunity to win the race, but obviously on Alpine's way to securing the title and that phenomenal run, they went and won. Talking about Alpine once again this year, they're dominating. Well, I wouldn't say dominating drivers wise, as you can see. 3 points is what separates first to third, but definitely it is fairly close drivers wise. Constructors wise, well, I guess you could say more of the same as last season really. However, Alfa Romeo, Carlos Sainz, he managed to get that phenomenal race victory earlier on this season to get his first, not only for himself but for Alfa Romeo. Anyways, let's get into qualifying. My favourite, I'm saying George Russell. George Russell's my favourite. Anyways, we get into qualifying. Looks like it's the two Alpines coming out of the first section. It looks like they're the quickest. Mercedes, though, they are very close. Look at them. Surely Mercedes have to win a race this season. Surely. They've been on the up, though, since Season 1 when they finished 9th in the Constructors. Only beating, I think it was Red Bull back then. Was it Red Bull? I think it was Red Bull they beat. Anyways, it looks like Charles Leclerc. Is he the man on pole? Pierre Gasly's making a late surge. I think that was Charles Leclerc. But Pierre Gasly was definitely very close to getting pole. And there it is. Pierre Gasly actually managed to steal pole away from Charles Leclerc. Look at that. Gasly and Ocon, first and fourth, with Leclerc second and third in the Mercedes sandwich. Alex Lynn, 5th, Perez 6th, who got pole last year here, with Carlos Sainz 7th, Lando Norris 8th, Max Verstappen 9th, and Alex Albon 10th. Lewis Hamilton P11, Callum Ilott P12, Nico Hülkenberg P13, Mick Schumacher P14, Kevin Magnussen P15, Yuki Tsunoda P16, Ricciardo, Stroll, Bottas, and Mazepin round off the grid. For the race, I don't even know who's going to be favourite now. 5 lights up. Lights out and away we go. Looks like it's a decent start from both Alpines. Gasly's under threat. Look at Alex Lynn though. Alex Lynn's had a phenomenal start. He's all the way up to P2. All of the drivers going really carefully through the first sector, through the first complex. All of the top 4 are on the softs. Esteban Ocon on the hards. However, the two Alpines doing what they do best. Gasly's going to try and make the move. Gasly makes the move and he makes it stick. And actually leads the first lap. He leads after lap 1. Lando Norris is going to try to go around the outside of Charles Leclerc. Oh no, it's not got enough grip. That would then become the inside for this corner. Oh no, Pierre Gasly leads. Verstappen is going to try to go down the inside of Alex Lynn. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he does. What an overtake from Max Verstappen. He wants to get Esteban Ocon too. I don't think he can. Pierre Gasly, though, now beginning to pull out a lead. beginning to extend that lead. Look at Verstappen and Ocon battle. Looks like Verstappen comes out victorious in that one. But now look at this. The fight for first and second looks to be between Pierre Gasly and Lando Norris. Norris is gaining, he's going to go down the inside. Can he make the move stick? Lando Norris uses some errors and makes the move work. He now takes the lead. But Pierre Gasly just goes down the inside. Norris went slightly wide. And Pierre Gasly retakes the lead. Now this is when teams begin to think about pitting. Will Gasly pit or stay out? Norris is in. Lando Norris is in. Pierre Gasly, he stays out. Russell and Leclerc also in with Albon. However, Max Verstappen stays out. He's still in a battle with Esteban Ocon, and Esteban Ocon actually gets past Max Verstappen. Alpine's not been their weekend, but that's what we said last year. And look what they've managed to do. However, now we're beginning to see a trend. Assen doesn't look like Alpine's, best circuit, let's say. It's like the car is more suited to Bahrain, where they always seem to do very well around there. Sergio Perez now, though, gets past Charles Leclerc, but I think something tells me that Perez hasn't pitted yet, just because he's still on the hards. Yeah, just to confirm, Sergio Perez hasn't pitted. Lando Norris has, though. And he'll probably inherit this race lead by doing the undercut. It's very strong around Assen. They can see Lando Norris inherit what is basically P1, as Esteban Ocon hasn't pitted. Although, Lando Norris, honestly speaking, will probably get past Esteban Ocon. Will he try down the inside? No, he's going to be a little bit patient. He's going to try down the inside now, though. He's going to try for the move. And the hairpin. He makes the move stick. Lando Norris takes P1. How many positions did Pierre Gasly lose? He lost a bit. And now he puts on the hard tyres. This is interesting. This is really interesting. Pierre Gasly, he managed to make the softs go for a while. And now he's getting on to the hard tyres. Why is he so slow though? He just looked moving fairly slow for a minute. Lando Norris though, he has a good lead. However, when will he be pitting? Should be fairly soon. Esteban Ocon, he's pitting now, definitely. Although he did many good laps on the set of tyres. There's Pierre Gasly, getting back past Charles Leclerc. Gasly, would I say he's still favourite to win this race? Honestly speaking, just like at China, there are a few names you can pick, that can potentially win this race. Obviously, both Alpines, they're both always going to be in the conversation for the race win. Although, other than the Alpines, I'm saying Pierre Gasly and Lando Norris are also in the same room. Gasly's not making as much progress as I would have thought, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe the hards don't work as well around the circuit. They do go a long way though. Will Norris pit or not? He stays out. Lando Norris stays out for another lap. George Russell too. This is when I think the hards will begin to get into the element. Charles Leclerc pits. Charles Leclerc's in the pits. There though, we watch Max Verstappen versus Carlos Sainz. Max Verstappen manages to get the move done. Sainz though, he still holds the inside line. No, not for long. Verstappen uses some of his errors to get away. But Sainz though manages to look down the inside. Verstappen now will have the inside for this corner. Verstappen's going to go wide. He's going to understeer into Sainz and forces Sainz off the track. Max Verstappen managed to get the elbows out there. And also on Alex Albon. Racing really, really aggressive today. Max Verstappen. Lando Norris should be coming in now. Yes, so he does. Pierre Gasly's managed to get some ground on George Russell. I think Pierre Gasly may want to try and two-stop. You watch there now. Pierre Gasly getting on George Russell. I think, let's see George Russell's tyres. The AWS monitor is telling us that Russell's tyres are in really bad shape, and he's managed to come off the corner really slowly. Pierre Gasly's managed to see a move. He goes down the inside, makes the move stick, and now Pierre Gasly takes P1. Goes slightly wide, but manages to cover off George Russell perfectly. Surely George Russell will be pitting now for his second stop and potentially final. Russell still tries to make the move, but it doesn't work out. One driver though who's been fairly quiet for a while now, Esteban Ocon, is just minding his own business, racing normally. Is he going to hold up Lando Norris to help his teammate Pierre Gasly? He tried, but Ocon's tyres, let's be honest, they're finished. Russell's in. Pierre Gasly's back to being the hunted. Gasly will need to make one more stop. I think the two-stopper will work for Pierre Gasly. Lando Norris, I think he may be on a three-stopper. His tyres are really good now, but they may die towards the end of the stint. This is Pierre Gasly's best chance to win a race though. We saw how quick the Mercedes was in pre-season. However, from there on in, they've not shown any pace, you know. They've been a completely different team. It's like that was a massive fluke. Instead of sandbagging, it looks like they were giving it everything. Pierre Gasly though, I think he will be pitting now. It will save him from battling Lando Norris, and so he does. He makes a smart move. Lando Norris re-inherits the lead of this race as he tries to lap Nikita Mazepin. Yeah, he gets the move done with some errors. Esteban Ocon as well. Ocon's tyres are completely done. Gasly comes out, so that's going to be his last stop. He's even gone onto the hards. Smart move from Mercedes and Gasly. Will he come out in front of Verstappen or behind? He comes up behind Max Verstappen. That's just not what they needed. They would have wanted to come out in front of Max Verstappen. That's not good. And in an ideal world, Pierre Gasly would have had to come out in P4. Maybe he made a slight mistake on his, the lap would have got him that P4. Lando Norris though, he has the lead for now. He will have to pit again, surely. He is surely three-stopping. But now, this is where he begins to lose some time. Leclerc, Russell just holding P3, you know, a lot of traffic down there, going down to the chicane. Max Verstappen pits, and George Russell gets past his teammate. But if the race were to stop right now, Lando Norris would be championship leader once again. Constructors-wise, honestly speaking, I think Alpine have won it for a second year in a row. Drivers-wise though, Lando Norris is really keeping both Alpines on their toes. I did not expect to see that this season. Lando Norris though, he will have to pit. This is where, Pierre Gasly has to make the most out of his tyres. Because Lando will be pitting now. And he is able to go onto the softs and make it to the end of the race. Lando Norris. He pits. What tyres will he be coming on? More importantly, where is Pierre Gasly on track? Pierre Gasly's pushing now. You can see him use the errors. Going down to chicane. Charles Leclerc is also in. There's Lando Norris. He comes out on the soft tyres. Will he manage to get in front of Pierre Gasly? I think Gasly's in front. But if I'm Lando Norris, I'm loving this. Not only is he on the soft tyres, but he is closer than ever to Pierre Gasly. Lando Norris may be the favourite to win this race now. George Russell, though, is still running. Let's not forget about him. If he conserves his tyres good enough, he can, preserve this 8-second gap. Even if they gain by, let's say, a second a lap, He's still got the race win. George Russell, do not count him out. As I keep on saying, those Alpines, they know what to do. They only know how to do one thing, and that's to win races. However, there's a more interesting battle down here between Pierre Gasly and Lando Norris. Going through the chicane, Lando Norris, first time trying. Lando Norris takes Pierre Gasly's spot, and that's P2 for Lando Norris. Lando Norris is now in P2. P1 is George Russell though. Will he first of all catch up to Russell? Look at Russell. He's stuck in so much traffic. Lewis Hamilton, Kevin Magnussen and Mick Schumacher are not making it easy for him. Lando Norris now will lap Lewis Hamilton easily. He's on the fresh soft tyres. It looks like the 3-stopper may do it. George Russell can't defend to that. Surely not. Surely not. Look at the gap close. Lando Norris has lost the race many times in the last few laps. A couple of times. However, this time as he makes a move for the lead on George Russell, it looks like he may be taking his first career Grand Prix win. However, saying that, there's still two more laps for things to go horribly wrong for Lando Norris. It's happened before. Why won't it happen again? Further back, George Russell's really struggling. If Pierre Gasly does not take P2, he should be really disappointed in himself. Esteban Ocon though, he's just been driving a solid Grand Prix. I'm not going to lie. He's had a really solid weekend. However, saying that, Max Verstappen's all on him. Verstappen's all on him in a drag race down to turn 1. I don't think Ocon will leave him any room. He uses his errs. Verstappen's still down the inside. But now Ocon's going to have the inside. Going into the hairpin. I think Ocon may have this one covered. It's going to be close. He forces Verstappen wide. Really aggressive driving. Ocon's tyres though, they're nearly gone. They're in much worse conditions than Max Verstappen. Anyways, further up, Lando Norris has grown a 10-second lead over Pierre Gasly. Over George Russell, sorry. I'm not going to lie. I think Pierre Gasly's golden opportunity to overtake George Russell's gone. Unless if he's going to get him now. Drag race going down to turn 1. He uses his errs and he gets past. Charles Leclerc can also get past his teammate, and so he does. Leclerc, however, he could even get P2. He does the switcheroo. Leclerc does the switcheroo and takes P2 away from Pierre Gasly. He didn't have P2 for very long. But whilst that's all happening, Lando Norris is about to make history. He only has one more sector to go before not only does he win his first ever Grand Prix, but McLaren's first ever Grand Prix. Lando Norris is going to win for McLaren. He's going to win his first ever Grand Prix. And he's going to do it. He's going to become the youngest race winner in history. Lando Norris wins for McLaren. What a drive by more than 10 seconds. Wow, I did not see that coming. Getting into this weekend. Charles Leclerc, P2, he should be very happy with that one. With Pierre Gasly, P3. George Russell, he had the lead, but just his tyres fell off the cliff. Looks like Max Verstappen ended up getting past Esteban Ocon. Alex Lynn. It looked like a quiet race from him. With Alex Albon P8, Carlos Sainz P9, and Callum Ilott P10. Good top 10 finish for Callum Ilott. Sergio Perez has been a horrible weekend for Microsoft Williams. This time last year, Perez was, battling for a race win. Now, battling just not to be, just not to get lapped. Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg, really good finish. Lewis Hamilton, P14, I think he may be, past his peak now. Mick Schumacher, P15 with Tsunoda behind him. Stroll and Ricciardo being 17th and 18th, with Bottas being in front of Mazepin. Drivers wise, this is how it looks. Lando Norris now can say that he's in front on merits. 3 points in front of Charles Leclerc in the championship. George Russell further 4 points back. Pierre Gasly, Carlos Sainz, that's going to be a massive battle. With Perez just slipping this year a little bit. I'm sure he'll be back even stronger next year. Although saying that, we're not even halfway through the season. Lewis Hamilton, I think he may be slightly past his best now. Although Callum Ilott, those were some really good points for him today. Team-wise, I guess you could say McLaren closed the gap, but obviously Alpine, they're still the big favourites. I don't even think McLaren closed the gap, actually, thinking about it. Mercedes, they're third, 12 points ahead of Alfa Romeo. That's going to be a really close battle. Remember, last year it was with Williams, this year it's with Mercedes. Force India, looks like they're fifth. They're going to be battling with Williams this year. Ferrari, with a, better driver, slightly better car, 7th. Haas, P8, Red Bull P9, and AlphaTauri P10. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on this historical Grand Prix. What a race that was. Lando Norris, his first ever Grand Prix victory. I'm so happy for him. Should have come last year in Monaco, but I'm sure this must feel really good. Thank you for joining me here. Can't wait to see you at the next race at Nürburgring. Thank you and goodbye.